Let's take a look at what is happening in the markets, and we start off with the JSE that just closed. It did get a mixed handover from the Asian markets, but the JSE getting its direction from the losses, some of the losses that we saw in the Asian markets today, declining by 1/3%. The Resources 10 complex still firing on there with a gain of almost 1/5%, of course, extending the really good gains that we saw yesterday after that index surged almost 5% yesterday. But on the opposite side of the spectrum, we do have the Financial 15 extending the losses that we saw yesterday, declining by more than 1%, and the Industrial 25 edging lower by almost 1/3%. Let's take a look at what is happening with the U.S. markets and markets digesting Fed Chair Jerome Powell's latest speech at the banking regulation event. And of course, sifting through the earnings that have come through today, some of the companies that posted estimate beating earnings were Coca-Cola and General Motors. We do have the S&P 500 and the tech-heavy NASDAQ pulling back there a little bit, but still trading near record highs, with the S&P 500 declining by 0.1% currently. The tech-heavy NASDAQ losing almost 0.5%. But going in the opposite direction is the Dow there with a gain of 0.1%. Let's take a look at the markets across the Atlantic. A mixed picture on that front, but really largely red. Those markets pulling back, with the DAX experiencing most of the losses there. Slumping more than 1%. The CAC 40 softening by more than 0.75%. But the FTSE 100 eking out a gain of almost 0.1%. Let's take a look at the currency scene and start off with how the Rand is doing against some of the major currencies. Significant strength coming through to the Rand, below 17 Rand 60 against the greenback. The local unit against the pound at 23 Rand 75, and against the euro at 20 Rand 64. Let's check in on the other currency pairs. Starting off with the euro dollar, that's standing at 1.17, pound dollar at 1.35, and the yen just below 147 against the greenback.